This is a recording for the 4.1 array project. Alright, so if we go into my game titles right here, it's just a simple blueprint that holds my basic arrays. If we just get rid of the random right here, we can connect to the one game function. This simply just prints one of the elements in the array, which in this case would be the first one, 0, and simply just appends it with a play in front of whatever game title it is. Right? An example of that, and near, because near is the first of my games. Alright. And we can go back and stop playing that. And then we can do the exact same thing, but this time we can do it for our list of games in that function. And simply in our list game function, it's a bit more complicated. It simply gets the list of the games from this array, the game titles array. It adds Resident Evil 2, but it removes our third index. Alright, and then for each in that loop, it goes through it and prints them, but it appends them with play, and then it completes, prints down what's complete. And if we go and click our factor here, you can see the arrays. In here, 3 would be RoboQuest, which it'll take out, and then it'll add Resident Evil. As it does, it has Resident Evil, but takes out RoboQuest. One more time. Gotcha. Alright, if we go back into the game titles one more time, we can change it this time to our random function. Or simply just targets different ones during different methods. This first one right here just uses the Unreal Native method using the random array in the function. So it just simply grabs it, then it appends it with the play, and then it prints it. And I'll compile it again. Try it a few times just to see that it's truly random. Gotcha. And then we could do the second method, which uses streams. Streams are just simply a way for you to be able to get the random seeds and stuff like that if you were using like randomly generated seeds from an array. And in this case, it's just doing Dragon Quest 15 because that's what I have it on. Alright. And then for the last one, we have it set up like it normally would be in like other game engines where you would just simply subtract the length of the array by 1 and then use that as the max. Oh, yep. And you use that random integer from the range as a max. And I had the wrong one right here. Nope. Random integer from range. Which that is our max. Okay, then we just connect that to our kit. Alright, let me just compile that. And then that's the way it'll do it. We can try that out. We already have it connected. And then it'll just get a random one from it. Dragon Quest 15, near, Robo. Alright. And then if we also play the game, we have an array list for these glowy statues. It gets the one that's closest to it, and then that's the one it cuts on, and then it gets the one next to it. It just checks which one's ever closest to the player, and that's the one to cut on and off. Alright. As for the blueprint on it, it's pretty simple. It has a glow function, describes whether it's on or off, setting the intensity. And then if we go inside of the player, all we're simply doing is from our event begin play function, simply gets a player controller and enables input, gets all the actors, which would be the glowy statues on the screen or inside the world, puts it inside my players array. And then from down here, P, it gets the nearest from our function that we'll go into, sets the glow, so meaning it's true and it'll glow. And then O does the opposite and then sets to false. And then in our get nearest function, we always assume that the first is the closest one via our array, and then we get it, and then we set that as our nearest. We get the distance from that in our player, and then we go through our loop for each one of our different elements, get the distance. If we see that distance is closer than the actual first one, then what we'll do, we'll set that as true, and then we'll make that our new nearest, and then we'll get the distance to that, and we'll set it. And then from here, we'll just send back our nearest one, and that'll be what we cut on and off. But that's it for the array project 4.1.